Raise your hands for questions. Back row, Coach.
How does this first win in conference set a foundation for the rest of the conference play as well as next week's game?
Yeah, I think it's big for us to start conference play 1-0. It's our first one of the year, and to be able to grab it sets us in position to be able to complement it again next week. I think it was big for us at home for the second week in a row to find a way to muster a win. And we did enough. We did enough to earn a victory today. Still have some work to do in so many spots, but it's certainly gratifying to find a way to get a hard-fought W again, because they're not easy to come by.
Frank, can you talk a little bit about, you've got to like the way your guys have kept battling in there. They were up 24-7, and credit to UTEP, they kept coming back 24-21, and then you guys just did enough to kind of keep them at bay.
Yeah, I thought we hit a lull offensively, and then we got into a 2-minute drill and tried to find a spark, and found one and was able to get the ball down the field and pick up first downs and yardage and get points out of the deal. We got stagnant at one point, but we found a way. We found a way to get it, and at the very back end, I'm dying to see this film because I thought he was clearly 2 yards in front of the first the marker, and I asked the official. He told me they watched it, and I said I want to contest it. He said we'll watch it again for you without you having to use a timeout. And so I remained composed only because they swore to me it wasn't. And then I just saw it with our film crew, and I think that we may have gotten it. So anyway, it allowed us to be in position to kick yet another field goal to seal victory to go up by 9.
Frank, the play of Cordell Grundy tonight was probably his best game as a road runner. Can you just speak to what he did for the offense?
Yeah, I thought he did a very good job for us in managing the clock, especially at the back end, not to play keep away from our opponent, to do the things necessary to allow us to keep possession of the ball, conscientious of it at times, good throws, checked into the right place, times with throwaways, and even times when he was under duress and was sacked, put 2 hands on the ball with ball security in a time like that where it could have created a turnover and momentum for our opponent. He didn't do those things. He did the things that you look for in the leadership at the quarterback position, and it allowed us to be victorious tonight.
Frank, I don't think you guys want to throw the football 35 times in a ball game, but to know that he's capable of doing that if he has to do it, it's got to make you feel good.
Well, the reality is we're going to do whatever we have to do to win the game, and did not like the lack of push up front that we so desired. We did not control the line of scrimmage consistently the way that we desired, and so therefore we adapt, we adjust, and we do the things necessary to allow our offense to have the success that we need to have. And sometimes that may be running it 40 times a game, sometimes it may be throwing it 40 times a game. Whatever it takes, we find a way to earn a victory. And I thought we had to do that tonight, and Cordell and the offense were able to manage those situations, make some key catches at times to extend drives and to get us in position to earn points.
All right, Stephen.
Coach, you had another big night from Sackett, kicking the field goals. Just talk about what he did tonight.
Yeah, young Sackett, he continues to do what we're asking. All 3 of them, to be quite honest with you. We got points from Sackett as the place kicker, but Yanni and his ability to punt the ball and flip the field to get it from our 10 to the opponent's 30, the -10 to the -30 on the other end was critical for our success tonight. Hunter Duplessis, a sky kick that kind of pins them in an area of the field where there are no return yardage, and it's not intended to change possessions really. It's really intended to nullify yard gain. But when it hits the field, we have an opportunity to get it. It hit the field, we had an opportunity and did not get it, but it was a 2-yard return, so I apologize, it was a fair catch. One was a fair catch and the other was a 2-yard gain. Nevertheless, all 3 of those kickers I thought played stellar for us today.
Jerry.
Coach, I wanted to ask about Clayton. I think he got his second pick in 2 games tonight, and got that one in the first half where you had that big 21-point run.
Yeah, I think our secondary, they're growing up. They were challenged very early in the year, the first 3 games of the season, and were put in tough situations as we try to solidify our defense, a lot of times in man coverage, and didn't always have our way. And you look at the last 2 weeks, those balls going over our heads, it hasn't happened. And I think they're a very teachable group, a group that has a thirst for knowledge to better their technique and the things that are necessary to allow them to have the success that they've had. Yet again, a second week in a row where we have a interception, but also to blow up a screen to support the run. I think the secondary as a whole is coming to bear itself.
Number 45, Mr. Henry. He really came out today. I like what I saw. What did you see?
Yeah, the last couple of games, DQ Henry has had a couple of tackles for loss, a sack here and there, and really coming to life. He's doing the things that we thought he had the potential to do, and it's good to see that we can have quality depth at a defensive line group and play as many players that we're playing.
More questions for Coach?
Overall on your defense, Coach, I guess, say overall on your defense, I think that's 2 games in a row where you've held the opponent under 300. That's starting to be more and more like last year.
Yeah, I tell you what, this quarterback was something else now. We had a guy that ran the heel line of the offensive line that would take the dive, and one that was on the pitch, and he'd ride it all the way in there, and at one play for sure, he gave it to him and took it back. I'm like, unbelievable. And so we hit him, and we hit him, and we hit him, and but I think he's a quality football player that has posed problems for everybody who they've played so far. Fortunately, we were able to contain him enough to deny them a victory tonight, and wish all well wishes for him in his injury. Hopefully he'll be back.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach.